Hey, everybody, welcome to an episode of DodoBorne with me, the GM, Isaac Allen Burns. Ooh, we're feeling good. We're feeling great. DodoBorne is an actual play Daggerheart podcast where the four of us are going to play the game created by Darrington Press called Daggerheart. Sitting across from me right now, I've got Annie Hawthorne.
Yo.
And across from Annie, I've got Rowan Collins.
Wait, aren't you across from Annie?
And across from Rowan, I've got Joe Diamity.
I have no idea where I am at this table.
I try to keep them on their toes. They never know where we're going next.
I am on my butt.
I play two truths and one lie whenever I introduce these people.
If you're a dodo, maybe you don't know. Maybe you have wings that don't do a thing. Maybe there's something to all of this nothing. No looking back, go the way of the dodo. But if we can be great, extinction could be safe. Adventure and romance, mystery and nonsense. Some fear and some hope, fooling us all goes. So maybe we all know the way of the dodo.
It has been one full week since we last saw Altea. And I got to say, one more week since we last saw it, and it looks better every single time I see it. Altea is just a beautiful place with the shimmering seas that surround this island continent to its tall mountains, some of which are snow-capped, to suggest that they're so very tall. Not tall enough to be impassable, mind you, but tall enough to be majestic and awe-inspiring.
It feels
And
like it's going to come up later.
maybe.
Okay.
Who knows?
Uh-oh.
I got to keep you on your toes.
Mhm.
You see, our three heroes here are members of the Adventuring Guild of Brackenroad. Brackenroad is a small farming town just outside the border of Jestane and Voldane. They currently live on the Voldane side. And on the other side of those tall mountains that stand so majestically and inspiring just outside the town is Jestane, just on the other side of it. It is 1 week until the Apple Festival. That's right, the most important event in Brackenroad. And Kapi, this year, much like every year, the missions have kind of slowed down. Missions have kind of been boring for the whole week. Like you really peaked last week with those eel gators, but it's been really boring ever since. And Kapi, you know why. You know why that is. And it's because the Apple Festival is coming about. There's a certain group that's getting a lot more invested in the town in order to keep up appearances. And you know who that group is, Kapi. That group is the Peacekeepers. Now, I could sit here and tell you what the Peacekeepers is, but actually I'm going to do something different. We're going to learn who the Peacekeepers are together through a flashback. Pistachio, you were once in school.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back in time 6 years ago to a classroom. Pistachio is sitting in a classroom. And Kapi, you never went to school, and Crank, you weren't around then. So Joe and Annie, you can just be like two other students in this scene. So just kind of, play into it when you feel necessary. Pistachio, you are 6 years younger than your real self, and you're sitting in a classroom. And up at the front is your history teacher, Mr. Toulouse.
Oh.
He stands in front of all of you, in front of a blackboard, and is looking out at everyone and says, well, that concludes our section on the war with Jestane, the War of Jestane Rebellion. So as we all remember, that will be on the quiz. Now, moving forward, I want to talk about some of the effects of that war. Now, who can tell me what happened to a majority of the army once the war was ended? Anyone tell me?
Ooh.
Yes,
ooh,
you in the back.
They died.
Oh, well, that many soldiers did die in the war with Jestane Rebellion. That is true. One of the bloodiest wars on record. Not quite, though. I'm looking for a different answer. Does anyone else have an answer?
They got put in
a power of the different towns?
Okay, that's closer. That's good. Good one. Yes, that's very close. Now, who can tell me the name of that power? Anybody?
The Peacekeeper?
What was that? Speak up a little, Pistachio.
The Peacekeepers?
Very good, Pistachio. Yes. He writes on the board peacekeepers and says, once the war ended and there was really no need for a strong army to be defending from multiple fronts, from having to be all over, rather than simply keeping them in bases and training them as, many of the conscripts wanted to stay in the army, they instead decided to set up a domestic prevention, right? A domestic protection force. The peacekeepers, which we do have some here in Bracken Road, I'm sure you've seen them, Lieutenant Cantor and his men, their main purpose is to protect the town from threats and to make sure that everyone is feeling safe, feeling good, and making sure everyone feels a sense of national pride in Voltaire, right?
They also take a small portion of whatever we make and say that it's called taxes.
You see that he gets a little uncomfortable and says, well, not directly. Yes, do you have a question back there?
Yeah. I heard my dad say that they were a bunch of freeloaders that don't really have any business being in the town.
Dear.
Is that true, Mr. Toulouse?
My dad says that too.
Okay, well, settle down, children, settle down. There are a lot of opinions about the peacekeepers. There are, though, this is perhaps a little too complicated of a topic to get too deep into with the younger ones, but just, I'm all about learning. Many people think that perhaps they are a little too forceful of a hand in the various towns.
My mom says they don't have a forceful enough hand.
Well, and that's the other side of the topic.
Mr. Toulouse?
Yes?
What do you think about the peacekeepers?
Oh, well, what I think isn't really important, children. I'm just trying to spread the facts.
Do you think they're sexy in uniforms? That's what I heard my mom say.
Well,
That's what I heard my dad say.
Oh, see? I guess their
Oh, my.
uniforms must be very sexy.
oh dear.
Oh.
What does sexy mean?
Sexy means attractive in a way that makes you want to diddle with them.
Okay, all right. Okay, everybody, settle down. We cut back in time. We cut forward. And sure enough, the three of you have just finished a mission. It's a bit of a boring mission. And this comes to mind because as you're entering back into the town, this is a town that has a small wooden fence surrounding it, right? A wall, if you will. I'm using air quotes, a wall. And you see that today there is a pair of peacekeepers outside of the gates. They don't often stand there, but when they're actually working, you can always find a pair of them standing outside the gates. They nod to you as you enter in. And as you head back to the city, let's set the scene together for a second. So first and foremost, Crank, or rather Annie, where does your trio typically go after a mission? When you're finished for the day, you've done all your hard work, you're looking to settle down, relax, where do you all often go?
I think that Crank tries to get everyone to go to the library, but nobody will ever go to the library. So I think we just go to wherever people drink in this town.
Ooh, very good. You go to the younger, hipper drinking hole in the town, which is the Aphid Tavern. It's on the western side of town. It is a little more trendy. It's a little more modern. It's kind of got that open concept where you can see the girders and there's bricks and all.
Exposed brick.
Exposed brick. Yeah.
Oh.
This economy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The Aphid Tavern, real modern. The young people love Aphid Tavern. And Kapi, it's been pretty boring, I would say. It's been a boring mission. In fact, what was the mission y'all just completed that you finished up for the day now?
I think it was sold to us that we were going to be dealing with some filth that was causing trouble.
Oh,
And when we got there, we found out it was clearing a dump of trash and manure for an elderly person.
oh no. Yeah, the definition of filth was used to their advantage on this one. In fact, as you come in, y'all are kind of stinky. Y'all are kind of stinky. And finally, Pistachio, to set the final scene here. Did the mission go well? Or did it go poorly?
I think for Pistachio it went well because they made a lot of new friends. And by that I meant they talked to a lot of rats that helped them clean. But if you ask the elderly person who is apparently terrified of rats, maybe not so much.
I did think it was weird when I turned around and you were just kind of like orchestrating them to carry a bag all together like ants.
Well, not like ants. We're like a team that works together, right? They want to work together. They're all friends. They're family.
The ants are friends?
The ants are also friends.
Are
They're
the ants friends like we're friends?
No, nobody could be friends like we're friends, Kapi.
Yeah. I need a drink.
Oh, I would love a drink.
As you enter in, sure enough, your table is, of course, open. And you see that behind the bar is a bartender polishing a glass. That lets you know who the bartender is if they're polishing the glass. This one's no different. The bartender here is this young fawn with kind of yellow tinged fur named Myles. And as you step in, he nods to the three of you, points at a table in the corner. It's your table. You always go there. And he looks over at all. He says, "Just the usual today."
Well, yes, Myles. I would love the usual. Please put the ice in the milk so that it kind of floats to the top. I don't like it when it's all the way stuck on the bottom because then it's kind of frosts the glass a little bit. I like it when there's a little bit of space. You know how I like it.
I know how you like it, Pistachio.
Yes, Myles, the usual. And by usual, we mean a glass of milk, a tin can of oil, and just a beer. The reason we come here, he says as he looks at both of Crank and Pistachio.
Yeah, do you happen to have the premium machine oil today?
After you asked me the last time, I did go and get some just for you,
excellent.
Crank. So,
Thank you.
Hey,
I appreciate that. I'll bring you pastries tomorrow.
Oh, you did say that you do grab pastries. Yeah, I'll take some. I'll get on the pastry train. I'll get on that. Yeah. All right. One milk with half ice and one beer and a premium can of oil coming right up. Y'all just take a seat. I'll be right there.
Do you have the Stelly straws today?
I have one that I kept to the side just for you. I treat my customers right.
Myles, you're my favorite.
Myles disappears behind the kitchen, and soon the three of you are sitting at your favorite table with your favorite drinks. So three of you are sitting there. Who's got their back to the door?
I do, probably.
Awesome. Kapi, because you have your back to the door, that means you can see the bar. And sitting at the bar is two peacekeepers. You can tell they're peacekeepers because of their uniforms. They have this red jacket. It's a nice red jacket, folded really nicely. It has gold tinged edges and lapels. Not actual gold. That would be really expensive, but just like gold colored, right? Underneath, they've got a white shirt that has been ironed and pressed together. And the thing you notice, first of all, Kapi, you don't recognize these people. They look a lot younger than the others. And you've noticed that they keep looking over at your table. They're trying to be really discreet about it, but you see every so often one of them just kind of looks over and then kind of looks back.
Hey. Everyone be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make it obvious. But you see those guys over at the bar? The peacekeepers?
I just turn around completely.
Pistachio whips there.
Oh, God. Hi.
Roll to see if they notice. They notice.
We wave. Hi.
You see that they look at each other and then they look back at you.
Hello. I wave at them and openly say, hi.
They,
Yes, you too. If you want to buy us a drink, I like the beer. This one likes milk and this one likes, and I can't make this clear, premium oil. So I suggest you either buy us the drinks or turn around.
They look at each other and you can tell that they're like a little nervous and they walk over to your table. You see, 1 second. I don't want to make them dwarves because I've used a lot of dwarves, but I'm trying to find.
Can they also be firebolgs?
You know what? Sure. Why not?
Your
You see-
furbolgs?
They're two furbolgs, young furbolgs, about your age, Kapi. One of them has sort of like skin that's more blue than yours, and she's got blonde hair that's tied back in a really tight bun. The other one is a young dude with kind of darker, like closer to black fur, and he's got these green eyes that are really green. And they walk over. The one of them, the one with green eyes, walks up and says, "Hey, sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you guys. I'm really sorry. We can't afford expensive drinks. I'm really sorry."
What are these coats? Are you not peacekeepers?
Well, we're new recruits. We actually got here 2 days ago. We're still trying to learn the place. And we heard that you're the adventurers. You're in the adventuring guild. And we were kind of wondering if you kind of help us out on kind of figuring out where things are. Do you have like a quick second? Can we just ask you a couple questions?
I'm just going to like hold my giant hand out and say, I'm Crank. What's your name?
Hi, Craig. The one with green eyes shakes your hand and says, my name is Stefaniel.
Stefaniel. I don't think that's a food.
No, that's not a food. At least I don't think it is a food. Hi, I'm Pistachio. I've been here my whole life.
Oh, hi. Stefaniel, nice to meet you. That
Ye-
is a food.
That is
You're
a
named after
food.
food.
Yes, but I can't eat that food. Frank
Oh.
likes giving food to people.
Yeah, I look at the other one. What's your name?
She looks at you and says, my name's Nephany.
Oh, I don't think that's a food either.
I don't
No,
think
I
that's a
wasn't-
food either.
I wasn't named after a food.
What's your favorite food?
Well, okay. There's this place.
Hi,
Hi.
Nephany.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm
I'm Kapi. I'm kind of the leader at the Adventurers Guild. I would
Oh.
love to answer your questions.
Oh, okay. She looks at Stefaniel, who looks at you and says, there was a report of, do you know what an acid burrower is?
Well,
Do you-
Nephany, I am actually quite familiar with acid burrowers.
Oh, okay. Can you give me some information? Like, what are they? What do they do?
Well, they burrow.
Okay. Well, yeah.
And
And they
acid.
also have acid.
Okay.
They're big.
They're big. Like, how big? Are you like a horse big or a
Like-
building big?
I squint at Crank. Like 4 cranks big.
Oh,
What?
that's really big.
That
You're
is
like-
really big.
But like stacked on top of each other like a cube.
Oh.
Okay.
like 2 cranks wide and 2 cranks tall.
Mm.
4 cranks.
That's really big.
yeah.
They said it was going to be big, but that's bigger than I was thinking.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
Have you seen them around these parts before? They said it was sort of a rare occurrence that it hasn't really come around here before.
I haven't.
Mm-mm.
So okay. I have another question. Do you know where the northern logging camp is? Because we've looked around and we can't find it. Is it outside the city?
It's to the north.
Well, yeah, well, that's where we looked, but we didn't know if we needed to leave the city. They told us to like patrol the city, and so we didn't know if we needed to go north or not.
We'll see if you go to the center of town and then you go north and then you keep going north, then you'll get to the north.
So it's outside the city.
It is outside the city, yes. You
Oh,
just
Frank, you got to be nice. These peacekeepers, they get them very young, very uneducated.
Am I not being nice?
Okay, hang
I'm
on.
trying to give
Wait,
them
what?
directions.
Do we
I
have a
think you're
problem?
being
He looks
nice.
at you. Do we have a problem, dude? I'm sorry. I didn't think we did anything to you. Did we do
Cappy's
something to
grumpy
you?
when he doesn't have his apple fritter. Just ignore him.
It is true. The apple fritter store is closed right now, so Cappy can't get his apple
Oh,
fritter.
the bakery's closed today?
Yes. Well,
Oh.
just now, because they're cleaning for the apple festival.
Oh.
He's sad he's not going to see Scarlet.
No, what I'm sad about is that everybody has a choice to either join an adventuring guild, a noble cause, some would say, or the soulless with benefits package, red coat peacekeepers.
On the
Look-
plus side, it does look very good on you. I can see.
Red is a good
Oh,
color.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you both look very trim in your outfits.
Listen, I didn't want to be. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
My dad was in the military, so I
Oh.
wanted to follow in his steps. And he looks at you, Cafe, and says, and I didn't want to be just a discount mercenary.
Cappy rolls his eyes so hard.
I'm not a discount mercenary.
You,
I'm actually retired from the military, so
you fought in the war? You're military?
I mean, kind of what I was built for.
He looks at you for a second, and you see some suspicion come on his eyes, and he says, I feel like I heard that a lot of Clanks fought for Jestane. Did you fight for Jestane?
That's an irrelevant question.
Really sorry to bother all of you. We'll just get out of your way.
What business do you have out at the logging camp?
Well, so apparently there is an acid burrower causing problems in the northern logging camp. So the foreman sent something in for us to take care of. We know, she kind of leans in and says, we kind of gathered that this is a job that all of you typically do. So I just got here. I don't know all the specifics, but I just really wanted to start off on a good foot. So I'm sorry. And I hope that we can, maybe work together sometime. Maybe we can help each other out.
Well, I look at Kapi and go, maybe we could show them where the lodge is. And maybe,
Yeah, an usurper sounds more exciting than picking up trash.
We're
Fine.
we're really not supposed to get civilians involved, but since you are adventurers,
We're
We're not civilians.
yeah, we're not civilians.
yeah, no, yeah,
I'm a
Pistachio is
farmer.
a civilian.
You're
I'm
an
sorry?
adventurer,
Oh, right.
Pistachio.
Right. I'm no longer a farmer.
Oh, you work with the apples? You an apple
Oh,
orchard?
no. I work, my family owns the nut farm.
Oh,
Just-
the troops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been here long enough that you know the troops.
Well, we met Hazel.
Oh, you've met my sister.
Yeah, your
my
sister.
twin sister. Don't we look the same?
Oh, like fraternal twins, right?
No, we're identical twins.
Oh,
Yeah, we look
Okay.
exactly the same. If you looked us right next to each other, you could totally tell like we were the same, shared the same womb.
Neffany, you're in luck. I have a couple questions. First off, what is this relationship here between you and Nathaniel? What's your name?
Nathaniel.
name's Nathaniel, he says, annoyed. And she says, well, we were transferred here the same, and so we're on patrol together.
Are you asking if they're dating?
I just like to know who I have to work with, Pistachio.
Oh.
And he says that as he is just only addressing Neffany.
Oh my God.
So, Neffany, here's what we're going to do. Lucky for you, you have the most skilled adventurer. Maybe for Myles, you have a robot that I literally saw murder an eel gator in cold blood. And
You have eel gators around these parts?
Yeah.
They're in the river. They eat turnips.
They are in fact cold-blooded, so Kapi is not just being descriptive, but also factual.
and we even have a Pistachio.
Me. That's me.
Okay, we really just needed directions to the logging factory.
Oh,
I
it's
told you it's north.
That's not okay.
I'm a little worried if you can't follow the directions north.
Well, we could go for you.
Do I have a way to
Oh,
see other intentions?
yeah. We're going to call this an instinct check. So go ahead and roll 2d12 and add your instinct modifier.
All right, my instinct is a +0. Crit, baby!
Yo!
Nice.
No way.
Double twos.
Okay. Yeah. What are you specifically looking for, would you say, Kapi, out of these two?
I guess I'm trying to figure out what the bit is. Are they did they want help, or are they asking for instructions, or is there malicious intent, or
So you get, as you're reading the situation, Kapi, you see something. What you see in Nathaniel is someone trying to prove something, which
I hate that.
you can recognize really easily. This guy definitely has like a chip on his shoulder, is trying to prove himself.
Mhm.
You can see that Neffany is just trying to get the job done. And what you can clearly see is Nathaniel did not want to talk to y'all and is unhappy about the idea of y'all coming. And Neffany started out just by asking directions and just trying to navigate how complicated it's going to be if y'all come along to help out, take out this acid burrower, if they're going to get in trouble for it, or if y'all get hurt, what's going to happen. She's basically trying to piece together how complicated this would be, but understands if something is 4 crank tall, then it might be tough to take on by themselves.
Perfect. Then I would like Kapi. What do we think, guys? Do we sit Nathaniel out? Tell him to sit this one out. I think he's kind of bothering us. Not very cool.
Is it because you want to put the moves on Neffany?
I'm confused. I thought you liked Scarlet and now you like this person.
What do you mean? I don't like Scarlet. What? That's
You can't keep your heart from singing.
oh, Pistachio. Crank. I guess when it comes to the matters of love, things can be complicated, right? Maybe me and Scarlet had a history, but we're on different paths right now. So, who am I to turn away a blonde-haired furbolg that needs our help? If anything,
Who looks good in uniform?
who?
They their eyebrows go up and down as they stare at you.
All right, Pistachio, be cool.
Right. Nathaniel, can I get you a milk?
I'm lactose intolerant.
Of course you are.
Can I get you a cider?
I'm not supposed to drink on the job.
Oh my God. All right. Can we get you to go sit at the bar and wait for us to get back? That way, if
What?
your lieutenant, listen, if your lieutenant needs you guys and needs to make sure there's one of you in the town, I don't want to rob him of that. I know how. I don't want to rob you of the chance to lick anyone's boots, really, is what.
You lick boots?
That sounds unsanitary.
It is disgusting.
Roll a presence check to attempt to persuade this person. The
Yeah.
DC for this was like an 11, and then you said lick their boots, so now it's a 14.
Okay. My presence is a +1.
Ooh, okay, that's pretty good.
That is a 14 with hope.
No
Added
way.
Oh,
So Kapi, Joe, you gain
wait,
a
no, I
hope.
lied. It's a 15
A 15.
because I forgot about my +1. It's
Ooh.
a 15 with
A
hope.
15 with hope. That beats the DC.
And I get a hope from that.
You get a hope from that. That's true. And so this is a success with hope, which means that it's a pretty good result. You see that Nathaniel, he's got his arms crossed, kind of looks you up and down. And you see, because of that critical you rolled earlier, I'll say that can continue. You got to have a read on this guy. This guy cuts you a look, looks you up and down. And the thought goes through his mind, well, if they go on ahead and this acid borrower is too much for them, I could come in and save them. So he nods and says, all right, if you're sure, I'll hang out here in case the lieutenant comes around. And he sort of looks at Nephany, who says, Nathaniel, are you sure that's a good idea? Nathaniel says, no, yeah, this is great. He goes to sit at the bar and does that thing where you like put your elbows on the bar and you're looking out at it.
Myles, could you hook you up with some kind of good food? Everything is good here. They have the best apple chips. If you want them, you can put it on my tab.
He gets very interested when you say that and says, I'll make sure to do that. Yeah.
Yes. Myles, please make sure he doesn't bankroll me.
You see Myles, who's been watching this whole time, with just like a little bit of an awkward smile on his face, nods at you and says, hey, I do what I can for my best customers. You got it. Don't
Thanks,
you worry.
Myles. Appreciate you.
And as the four of you leave, you see that there is a young boy running up to the four of you. He's got like a little cap and little overalls, those little jean overalls, like a white shirt. Classic, like Dickensian child. And as he runs up to the four of you, he yells, parcel for you, Crank. And he holds out a letter and says, parcel for you,
Oh, I never get mail.
mail for you from Roseanne, the librarian.
Oh, it's from my mom.
Oh,
That's right. One parcel to the tall robot who wears a hat.
All right, I take it and I open it up immediately.
You open it up immediately, and it's a little note that reads, Dear Crank, and the A is a heart. I have very exciting news for you! Exclamation point, smiley face. A package just came in for you. Come to the library whenever you get a chance today. And it says, love, Roseanne. And then in parentheses, it says mom. You see the little kid is holding out his hand to you. Palm up.
Oh, right. I fish out a silver piece, I guess. I don't know.
He takes it and looks at it and says, oh, these misers. And then he kicks a rock and then runs off. He has other parcels to
Well,
deliver.
I'm on a pension. I don't have all the money in the world.
do you want a bag of nuts?
He turns around and runs back and says, you say a bag of nuts?
Yeah.
I'll take a bag of nuts.
All right. I write down the Droop family farm address and go, I'll give this to my mom. I can't touch them because I would explode in rashes, but you get one bag of nuts on me.
He takes it and looks at it and says, this ain't a bag of nuts.
No, that's an address to where you get the bag of nuts.
Are you asking me to deliver a parcel?
No.
What's
I'm
your
at-
name?
My name?
Yeah.
No one's asked what my name is before. My name's Pos Mae.
Postmate.
That's right.
Like
P-O-S-M-A-E. Pos Mae.
Postmate.
That's right. I'm starting a business where I'll deliver things to the people who need them. I'll deliver parcels. I'll deliver food. I just signed a contract with the bakery in town to deliver food to people once they open after all day cleaning they doing.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's right.
But I feel like he's stealing your gig, Crank.
Mm-hmm. I also like to deliver people food.
Oh, you deliver food too? Are you telling me that you had a corner of the market that you monopolized and now I'm stepping into your market?
Well, technically, I don't charge to deliver food, so there's no market
What?
to speak of.
You're trying to murder the market right now. I can't compete with free. How are we supposed to improve the free hand of the market with bad competition like this? There's a word for this that I'm going to come up with and get real famous for talking about later once I figure out how money works.
Scram, kid.
That's not my name. My name's Pos Mae.
Thank you, Pos Mae.
You're welcome. He points at you, Crank, and says, I'll never forget you. We're going to fight to the bitter end, and then only one of us is going to stand on top of the delivery service mountain, and it's going to be me.
Okay.
He runs off.
Crank, do you
I
have a
don't
new
know.
arch nemesis?
I don't know. Is that what that was?
I think that's what that was.
I just give people food because people like food.
Mm-hmm. Well, so what's the note say?
Oh, there's a package at the library for me.
You see Nephany looks at the three of you and says, if you need to take care of that, I can just go wait on the northern gate for you to come by. I need to kind of patrol the town anyway, so I figured I'd give it one last look and then we can, meet there.
Well, let's make a pit stop by the library and get my package.
Okay, yeah, I'll meet you at the northern gate. And she walks off.
I never did hear what her favorite food is.
Yeah,
How do I know what to get her for her birthday?
Wait, are you giving people things because it's their birthday?
Well, birthdays, you give people things. I mean, I give people things anytime, but birthdays seem like a good...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I was just concerned that you thought every day was somebody's birthday.
Well, every day is somebody's birthday.
But, not the same person's birthday. It's a special day.
Oh, no.
Like mine is always it's 3 weeks away.
Do you think that I should only give people things on their birthday?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Oh.
I love the fact that you give gifts all the time. It's like bringing a little ray of sunshine into everybody's life.
Well, that's good. I'm glad it seemed that way.
We need to get you guys meaner. Crank, I wouldn't worry. I don't think Nephany is going to still be around on her birthday.
We don't even know when her birthday is.
Hey, Nathaniel, when's Stephanie's birthday?
You walk back inside the bar and you see Nathaniel is there. He's got a big plate of nachos and he turns around and shrugs. I don't know.
Aren't you
We
her
just met
partner?
2 days ago.
Oh, okay. Okay, and you don't know everything about her yet?
Why would I?
Because you're her partner? You work with
Yeah,
her?
we're co-workers.
I mean,
Do you think just everyone who works together is just best friends?
that's how it worked for me.
Pistachio.
Oh,
Is
coming,
that-
boss!
Yep.
Coming!
Nathaniel looks at you for a second, Kapi, and just raises an eyebrow.
Yeah, Kapi raises his eyebrow back. The problem is that in real life, this is a guy I'd have a problem with. Yeah. So Kapi
working. It's working.
Kapi takes Pistachio over the shoulder and is like, "Listen, are you under the impression?" No, he actually gets down to Pistachio's level.
Okay.
Listen, kiddo.
Yes.
I'm worried that you're getting a little attached to Crank and I.
Well, yeah, of course. You're
Listen,
my best friends. And you're
Oh,
my boss.
Yeah, and while that is so sweet, I really just want to stress how dangerous that could be to get close to people like me or the robot that's eyes turn red and kill things. I've been doing this for a while, and the attachment, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work,
Why?
So that's why we are going to stop by the library,
Mm-hmm.
get Crank's package.
Uh-huh.
I can't wait to meet Crank's mom.
Uh-huh. The whole staying attached thing.
Yes, we're going to go north to the logging cabin.
Uh-huh.
We're going to help do whatever there
Uh-huh.
and subsequently help Nephany.
Uh-huh.
You guys are going to go home.
Right.
I'm going to give Nephany a tour of the Adventurers Guild,
Okay.
and she'll be gone by the morning.
Okay.
Much like we'll all be gone one day.
Okay.
Okay, kiddo? All right. Crank, library?
Library.
Library.
So what I got from that is to invite everybody to a sleepover.
I would love to go to a sleepover.
Would you like to come over? I'd
Yes.
love to introduce you to my mom after we meet your mom.
Absolutely. This sounds like great fun.
That's so cute. I love that. The three of you make your way to the library, weaving through town as you see townsfolk around putting up decorations, doing some painting on the buildings to make them look really nice and pop. You see apples, dried apples. You see all kinds of decorations that you would expect for an apple festival. And eventually you get to a building that just has like a string of paper apples just over the entryway. That is the library, and it is currently unlocked.
Oh gosh, I haven't been to the library in a long time. Probably like a few years since I was in school. Oh.
I was forced in once.
Oh.
It's literally nothing but books.
And I'll open the door and I'll
You open the door
step
to the
in and
library.
I'll say, "Hi, Mom. I got your letter."
You see Roseanne is up on a staircase, up on like one of those stairs, right? And is like putting a book away and sees you, and her face just brightens immediately. The other two of you who probably haven't been to the library before, or if you have, probably didn't notice who this was. You see this elderly fawn. We're talking like 200 years old, right?
Mm.
Very old. Not old enough to be like, decrepit, but old enough that like old. She's got wrinkles that suggest a life of laughter and smiles. And she's got glasses that hang on the edge of her nose. There's those glasses that don't have like the arms on either side. They just are like squeezed at the end of her nose. And she's got like that perm. She's got like a gray perm on her head. And she comes over wearing like a pink cardigan and just immediately like gives Crank a big hug and says, "Oh, Crank, it's so good to see you again. I see you brought your friends.
Yes, it's been 6 whole hours since I was here.
I know you were just here earlier. It's just after you left it came in. But introduce me to your friends. Who are all of you?"
Oh, well, this is my very best friend in the world, Pistachio.
Hi, I'm Pistachio. I'm Craig's best friend, and you must be Craig's mom.
Oh, yes, I guess you could say that. Oh, wonderful to meet you, Pistachio.
Wonderful to meet you, Craig's mom. Can I also call you mom? I mean, I guess I have a mom. Can I call you Craig's mom?
Sure. Sure, if that's what you want to call me, that's fine.
Cool. Thanks, T-Mom. This is
Great.
our boss.
And who's
this
this
is
tall
Kapi.
drink of water?
This is Kapi.
Oh, hello, handsome.
Hello. I have so many questions
Oh,
about your life choices.
well, this is a library. Unfortunately, there are no books about old me.
Mhm. That's a shame because I could read it all night.
Oh, you're such a charmer.
Ooh, Cappy's flirting with your mom.
I haven't gotten this.
Are you gonna be my new dad?
We'll see how tonight goes, Crank.
Oh, man.
I haven't gotten this much action in 100 years.
We're going to call Cappy C-Dad.
I think Kapi just probably likes to flirt. I think I think he thinks he has to do everything by joking, intimidating, or flirting.
That's incredible. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Roseanne loves it. It's just eating it up. Just thinks you're so cute. And she kind of squeezes your arm, Crank, and says, "You wait right here. I'll go get it." And she goes into the back for a moment and then returns with a tome. This is an old tome, and she sort of has trouble lifting it, but slams it on the front desk and says, "Well, Crank, to be honest, you've been reading a lot of really basic books about magic here, a couple of children's books, and, a lot of books about maybe the history of magic as it relates to...
What were the names of the children's book? I was
well,
thinking about it from the other session, and
yeah.
I want to know the names.
Let's all go in a circle and name a children's book about magic, starting with Rowan. Ready, go.
1 wish, 2 wish, red wish, blue wish.
Oh my God.
Nailed it.
That's incredible. Okay, Joe.
I'll be here all night.
Shit.
I'm writing these down.
Wait a minute. Give a magic mouse a cookie.
Annie, give me another one.
Where the magic things are.
All right, then. My book is going to be The Giving Tree, but it's magic.
Like in parentheses?
In parentheses, it says, but it's magic. So anyways, Roseanne looks at you after naming all those books and says, and none of those were really, magic books, but I called in a favor at the Capitol, the Regulus Library, and they were able to send me a book. I sent it, the first day you came here, so I'm sorry it's taken 3 weeks to get here, but it finally did. I will say, I must tell you, it's like a 4th edition. I asked around, and currently they're on the 10th edition, so this is a little older, but a lot of the foundational things in there should still be good. It's not old enough to be an artifact or a relic or valuable in any ways, but hopefully this can help you. Hopefully this can help.
Oh, thank you so much, Mom. This
Of
is very
course.
nice of you. I'll bring you extra pastries tomorrow.
Just you coming every morning just makes my day.
Oh, do you need
Makes my
help
day, too.
carrying all those pastries, Craig?
I actually have a good bit of storage in here, actually. It's several cubic feet.
Oh, okay.
But thank you for offering.
Hey, do you have storage inside yourself? Where?
Oh, yes. And I'll just open up my little chest cavity.
Oh,
and it's
dear
just
heavens.
hollow. And I'll take the book and I'll put it in there and I'll just shove it, and
Oh, my.
then I'll close it.
Well,
See?
Wow.
Look, Mom, no hands.
Crank, you're so talented. Oh, dear. Well, do enjoy. I hope it helps. Thanks for coming by. I'm so glad you got my letter. The young man who came in here was offering services to deliver parcels a few days ago, and so I decided I'd, maybe try it out.
Yes, he seemed very upset when I told him I just brought people food without charging them money.
Oh, yes, he has a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit, which means he's very competitive.
He's Craig's mortal enemy.
Oh,
Supposedly. I don't really know what that means, but
I remember my first mortal enemy.
What were they like?
Her name was Sandra, and I buried that bitch 6 feet in the ground 75 years ago. I outlived her. I sure did.
Holy crap, Mom. That's badass.
Thank you. She smiles real wide. As she looks at all of you smiling, you see that she's about to open her mouth to say something when you hear a window shatter across the street, and you hear some shouting.
Oh,
uh-oh. We better go check that out, guys. Thanks for the book, Mom.
Of course.
I'll let you know what I learned.
I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Kapi goes to run out the door, but then runs back, kisses her hand, and then runs out.
whoa. Kapi's putting the moves on
He
your
grabs
mom.
Pistachio as
What a charmer, she says as you bust open the door. And as you step out in the street, you see a kerfuffle occurring. First thing you notice, the building across from you is missing a window. It's shattered onto the ground. You see that there is a man, more specifically, a fawn, wearing a vest, who's got some blood on his arms and a look in his eyes that suggests he's rather inebriated right now. And you see at the entrance to the building is another fawn, a fawn who's pretty nondescript, except that he looks really mad. You also see Nephany currently trying to pick up this fawn. You see that the owner is just yelling really angrily. And as this older fawn is sort of getting up, he's kind of woozy. He looks around, he looks at Nephany and shoves her and says, "You can't touch me. This is my community." And he takes off running into the streets. You see Nephany kind of gets pushed back a little bit. And as you look inside, you see that there is a couple of people kind of hurt. Looks like a fight got caused inside this building. And Nephany looks at the three of you with her eyes wide and says, "You go after him. I'll make sure everything's okay in here."
Oh,
You got it. And Kapi just takes off running down the street.
Yeah, I'm chasing this guy too.
Can I not help here, Nephany? I feel like my legs don't go
Nope.
that fast.
Well, the three of you take off running. Two of you on purpose, one of you accidentally. And guys, guess what? That is where we will end this episode of DodoBorne. Thanks for playing, and tip your waitress. Hey, it's a podcast.